Welcome to the Sound Mind podcast, where I invite interesting guests from the music field and discuss with them topics such as musical and personal growth, pursuing excellence and self talk, body and mind maintenance, practice and work routines, music business, and more. I'm your host, Mihail Hrustel, and welcome to the Sound Mind podcast. Hello, dear listeners and viewers. On today's episode, my guest is Andrej Ofak, a very good friend of mine and a fantastic guitar player. He is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to guitar sound, growing your trees, nutrition, and spirituality. All of these topics we will discuss on today's podcast. And he's also such an inspiring creature when it comes to dedication and curiosity. Also, he is making my transition back to Slovenia very easy with the regular jams that we are organizing every Tuesday. So I hope that you enjoy this conversation and have fun. Hello, dear Andrej, and welcome to the Sound Mind podcast. What a pleasure to have you here.
Hello.
Yeah, I have to say that, you've been such an inspiration for me, especially regarding sound, the sound of guitar. I think you really helped me a lot that I sound the way I sound on stage, and also you made a transition for me moving back to Slovenia very nice, because it's great to have a person that you resonate with close at hand. And thank you for being around, friend.
Thanks, man. Same here. It's
Yeah.
nice to have you in my life, and it's nice to amplify the same things we love and keep it going. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
yeah.
Um, I have already one question. Of course, I have a bunch of them, but the first one would be how did your music, or how was music being shown or was showing inside of you when you were a kid, for example?
I was introduced to music by my father, to guitar also. He was a musician. He used to sing and play the guitar and play in a band. So local band, and when I was 2 years old, I already have had the guitar in my apartment and playing with it, and never took it seriously. Never. Till the end of till I was maybe 18. I didn't decide. 17 maybe. 18. I didn't decide to go like seriously studying. This was just the fun part of me, and I was very afraid to lose it when I went to school. So, like a teacher in Graz in Austria, one older lady, Edita, she felt this fear. The first hour that I came, first second hour that I came, and she told me, and she said, "Don't be afraid. Nobody can take this from you. You have it. Don't be afraid." Then I said, "Okay, cool."
Wow.
So this was always like this, and nature, as we will talk later. Also, you asked me before. It is a great part of me musically. I think even more than anything else. So also, and the movies. So we watched with father a lot of movies. So, and also how he introduced music, it was always through some emotion. So it was never technical stuff. So I intuitively, I always go in the music like this, and later I went through technique and to study, and Now I do it with the purpose of letting go later to play emotion, let emotion play the part. So yeah, because I also saw some teachers, some great teachers like in institutions, and so they play heavy technique, and in my experience, they never came to music. You know? They never let go. They always stay in control of the sound from the guitar. There is no storytelling, no no individuum, and no something that would pass through, maybe some story that is not about you, because music, if it's only about you, it can be emotional, but it is very small. We're really small stories, but if it's not about you, if it's about something else, then becomes bigger, and then you just transit stuff. So, yeah.
Mm.
uh, I don't know if I answered the questions of, or if I opened for us many new questions.
Yeah, you definitely answered. And one thing that struck me also, and it's funny because I quote you. It was at least two on two instances that I quoted you, either your words or your principles. I think it was something with teaching, and the other one about bonobo monkeys. But I'm curious now about the teaching because you mentioned before, and I think this spirit of yours is really showing that you really enjoy helping other people. And um, I'm really surprised and amazed, not surprised, but really amazed how good of a teacher you are. Because I've met some of your students, and how do you also keep this philosophy, as you mentioned, that you grow from music, and how do you see that? Like, how are you such a dedicated teacher, actually?
I'm a dedicated teacher because I'm a dedicated student. So it was not easy for me. Maybe for somebody comes something easy, for me maybe not. And I have from childhood on, I have this empathy. I have been, maybe this is the nature part or something in me is like, also I see in you also it is very sensitive and very if you're very sensitive, you can feel the other organism, or it is human being, or it is animal, or it is a plant. You feel, you translate uh, to the position easily. So I think it is this quality that was in me, even when I was very small. I always remember this moment, and I always tell this story. When I was a kid, I wanted a turtle. So I want a turtle. I want a turtle. And this was going probably for a year. And then we were in the main city in Ljubljana, because you couldn't buy turtle here where we live now. Now you can buy it. You can buy it even online, but in those times, so not possible. So we went to this store, and when I saw this turtles there, it was a quite big aquarium, and it was full of turtles, so that they would go uh, on each other, like this. And I was in shock. I was like, when I saw this, I was probably in shock how suffering they are in this tank. So the lady asked me, which one do you want? So I said, oh, I have to speak a little closer. I said, give me the one that is suffering the most. So give me something that is very under. I want to help and save her. And this is my nature. So this is my nature, and I think this is in all living beings. But it is just a matter of how you nurture it. So I was
Mm.
able probably to nurture it even further from childhood.
Mm.
So I wasn't a people person, so I was more with the older people and with the animals and nature. And when I came in the school, before the school you have kindergarten, you have different degrees. So I went to the last degree just before the school because I didn't want to go, and I was in shock. I was crying all day. So this is maybe my nature and now as a teacher I can use it to help. Maybe this is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you, because it happens to me sometimes now that I also teach sometimes some children, and to not take it personally when they do not practice. Like, how do you, and this is maybe a selfish question because it's something what I am struggling with, but how do you tackle that?
Well, always touched by some people that I always think of me like I'm always learning also as a teacher. And one old lady said last time I saw her on the somewhere on the media, said the teacher always complains about the students, how they don't they don't do this, they don't know that. This teacher is bored. So he is bored and he is complaining to that this is the fault of others. But yeah, we all have the students that are bored anyway. So anyway, whatever we do, they will be bored at home and won't practice. Even some parents say when I do with children, yeah, he wants to go to your like to your classes, but he's not interested in the practicing or in the guitar. He just wants to hang out with you. So what can you do? Let him hang out. So let him hang
Well,
out. Maybe he will develop something else somewhere else, and no
yeah.
problem. No problem. If you have the means to pay for the hours, and for me this is not a problem.
Mm, mm. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it can be many things that you are actually giving through, not just the instrument playing, right? It's
Yeah.
it's part, you always give also a part of yourself, especially if you have lesson twice per week. Uh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of time one on one with with a person, right? Like some kids don't even have that much time with their parents. If so, it's quite. I was just thinking about it last time how important it is to, yeah, to have this good mindset even in these circumstances when you're a little bit upset about them not practicing, but to still see it as a bigger picture, and then also teaching. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this one to heart. It can
Yeah.
be then just a conversation as well about the things that you enjoy, or it doesn't have to be half an hour filled with playing classical guitar music, for example.
Of course, of course. We must always be aware that they are children and they have their own life. So if they manage to do like a band or something and play for their friends, not for teachers and the parents, that would be great. So we are here just to inspire, to give the knowledge and to inspire, but we are not their world anyway. I try to be like a friend, and I say always, I'm at the end of the year. I'm sorry, I have to be the teacher, and I have to be strict, and I'm known to be very strict in orders to go to this. Some kids go to these competitions to have like to go study further to get the money from the state. I don't know how the English word, like stipendia. How do we
Like
say?
like a scholarship.
Scholarship? Yeah, they need. So they have to compete with music. Although this is not also not good for music. But I say we can do sport also with music. So I explain everything. And I say this is a small part in music. People made like competition, but this is this has not lots to do with music, more with some technique stuff, and you'll get very good in techniques. So yeah, and what Charlie Haddon said, we are not here to make a good guitarist, bassists, great musicians, but we are here to make better people. So this is
Right.
this is this is the first thing, and this is inspiring also to us because
Yeah.
we're all damaged, man. The whole society, humans, we are somehow damaged with history, and we always try to strive to the light, to be better, to get to higher state, to state that is that would be norm. We always say get better, get something. We think this will be something bigger. This would be just normal, nothing special, just natural, just being human beings, compassionate and with great energy, trying to help if it's needed, and get the support, and then we can be musicians maybe someday.
Right.
So yeah, this is always a training to do that for me.
Yeah. First of all, we are humans, right? Like
Yeah,
that's wow. Uh, I just had a conversation with Samo Shalamon last time, and he said exactly that. Like, yeah, first of all, I'm a human,
yeah, he
and
is a
then
great cat.
yeah, and then the rest. I'm not sure. I forgot already. Is it his or did he or maybe he heard it somewhere? But I found it such a great quote. Um,
Mm.
and tell me, I know already about your story, but the listeners, I- I'm. Would you be willing to share the story about your uh, problem with muscles and how that challenged your playing and the musical world? And yeah, how can you
Yeah,
share that
gladly.
story,
This
please?
happened. I don't know exactly. I think 6 years ago, 5 6 years ago. Uh, that I had experienced my muscles were in pain, you know, and we discovered, or I discovered, that my muscles were like drying up. If I when I started the massages with the ice that somebody recommended to do ice massages for muscle pains. I started and I felt the muscles and they were like drying up. And I also felt like I was going bye bye, like inside, like this will only go down and down and down. So I tried anything I would try. I would go to the hospital and do all the tests, and nothing was too much off except of vitamin D, and B12 was a little on the lower side, but nothing terrible. So I tried many things, and like putting with food, experimenting with food. I was a vegetarian, for a long-term vegetarian. I ate also animal protein like milk and stuff, and I tried without it, and no big difference. And I tried like more low fat, and also no big difference. And when I tried no gluten, no gluten, this was some improvement that I see, that saw, okay, a little better, but yeah, it's just a small. And then I remembered that some when I was a kid or teenager, I heard about someone that cured the cancer or some other disease with eating simply fruit. There was a book. If you want to stay healthy, to throw the cooking pot away. So I remembered. Yeah, I said 20 years ago, or maybe less. I will try this if. Something goes wrong, I will try only fruit. I did experiment it in teens, and I also felt great energy on eating just oranges, and I tried and started. At that time, my digestion was also off because whole body was like collapsing. Uh, I would have when I would play guitar, I would have blue marks, and I couldn't drive car, and it was terrible. So I tried this, and also I tried to up my nutrition, minerals, nutrients, and so on. And I felt still not so much better, but inside of me, deep inside of me, I felt the light again, because before was like no more light. Like I would not, wouldn't say it was depression, but it was not positive vibration. It was
Did
not
you
yet depression.
did you also have to rest more because of it, or
Yeah,
were you sleeping a lot?
yeah.
How was your day to day?
Yeah, I was like, I would go in the forest and I couldn't go anymore. I was just like, I have to sit down, and I
Like
couldn't.
you were out of breath or in pain,
No,
or
it was just like an animal response. I would just stop. I couldn't. I felt I couldn't do it anymore, like crazy, you know.
well,
Yeah, and then I saw this muscular soreness and everything, and also it is psychological. Then becomes also psychological burden, and then you spare even more energy for this psychological stress, and even this is happening, and we don't know what to do. So so when I tried on fruit for a couple of days, I would feel like a little dizzy, you know, like some people say it is like detox, or and when I go to the bathroom, the shit that would go out of me, I didn't imagine that I had this in my in myself,
well,
and in my body, you know.
like what was it, for example? Like,
I know it was crazy color, and it was stinking like
wow,
bleh, you know.
okay.
So with the fruit, I felt started feeling this sunny energy,
Hmm.
and but I didn't know at the moment that I had to eat more on fruit, because the fruit has a lot of water. So I started at the same time. I started educating and reading the books, and found also the people on the net to get in contact, to ask questions, and so on. So I was losing a lot of weight, but I was not very hungry also. So in the way, uh, it was explained to me that the body wanted to fast, you know, but also wanted to get minerals and vitamins. So in on the fruit you get something like you don't eat enough, but you get some stuff. It's like they say like half fast, you know. You eat, but you know you undereat a little always, and the body starts to feel better, and the energy, digestive energy, stays. And with this energy, that I later learned, the body heals itself, because for digestion we use up about 50% this so-called nerve energy. This is the energy that was not known to the scientists till a couple of years ago, in the way that we do it when we sleep, when we are in the sleep, deep sleep, not the sleep that we dream. The waves are short, and we go deep sleep. The waves are very, 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 very long. And in this sleep, you get to do this special energy. It's called nerve energy. And if you don't eat this nerve energy, you spare it. You know, that's why Pat Metheny can play the best if he don't eat. He reports this, and he wouldn't don't eat till the gig is over. So this digestive energy he has to manage to play better, you know.
Yeah. I
And
can
also,
confirm that I also am trying that, and it works. It
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah. And when you're on fruit, also fruit has a lot of glucose and also fructose. And glucose is the primary fuel for the cells. So we all eat sugar. The cells need sugar to survive. So with fruit, you get to supply them with the fuel that doesn't have to be translated from protein to glucose or from the fat to glucose. And this is like shortcut. If your body can manage it, it is great. But it is one important stuff that not do not talk about fruit is that you don't eat too much fat, because if there is too much fat in the blood, the sugar can go to the cells, and if it can go to the cells, can't go to the cells, then the problem appears, and then the signal is to produce more insulin to manage to handle the sugars. And with the time, the pancreas gets tired, and you're diagnosed with diabetes too, but not because of the fruit you ate or the sugar, like they're telling us today, but because there is way too much fat in the blood.
And is there maybe a time window that, for example, you eat a fruit meal, I don't know, two oranges, a banana, an apple, and then is there probably you should wait, right? Is that the problem, or is it that you should not, preferably not eat fats, or is it like, yeah, wait for 2 hours or something?
Yeah, it is better if you space it. If you have to eat fat, it's better to eat fat later in the day and before the fruit. But in general, it is the rule is to get the most efficiency for the body is not to eat the fat for calories. So don't eat the fat for calories, because it will be translated to transferred to sugars. So you eat fat only for the other processes like omega-3, omega-6, very important to get this fat, omega-3, and some saturated fat like coconut fat, also very important to get to, so the hormones can go through the blood, you know. It is very important, but this is like I was told, like one big spoon of coconut fat per week, and maybe a spoon of chia, or a spoon of some other nuts that balance with chia, like hemp seeds, or any other nuts, you know, to balance omega every second day or third day or so, just to get the perspective how much, you know, it also depends how much active a person is, but just to get the perspective how much would we need, not to get in the realm of translating to sugars.
And
uh,
soaked chia seeds, right? The chia should
yeah,
be soaked.
chia is good to be blended, and then you don't have to soak it. And if you eat like flax,
Flax
flax is
seeds.
so thick. If you don't blend it, it stays like you don't have the benefit of omega, because it goes just through you.
Oh.
So
So you have
yeah,
to like the flax seeds, it's better to blend them first in a, I don't
yeah, of
know,
course,
a coffee grinder or something, and then
yeah.
soak them in water.
This is a great source of plant-based omega-3.
Yeah.
But this is omega-3 is a science for itself. We can talk 1 hour if you want, but maybe we talk something else also. But yeah, it's important to get enough of omega fatty acids
Yeah.
on the fruit diet. But this is research. Like I tried it on myself, and tried longer periods, and then tried some cooked food, some different, and I saw how my body reacts. You know, maybe first day of eating like something cooked was not a problem, but with third day, I felt heavy again. You know, I felt like I have to a little rest after. But on fruit, I can work whole day now. No problem in
Yeah.
general.
So this
Yeah.
your condition might come back if you would, for example, not enjoy the diet that you're doing now, basically, or
Maybe because I came to a conclusion, like many other people, also that the damaged protein, heat damaged protein, is seen by the body like invading protein, and the body makes antibodies for to handle this protein that was heat damaged, because it is the body can't use the heat damaged protein in the whole. Like it can only pick out the parts, because amino acids bonds are like broken, and it's like a mush, and it cannot use them, because body uses amino acids from the protein. It doesn't use the protein. It doesn't need the eye to make an eye, because it needs the amino acids.
Mm.
So in this way, when it's damaged, sometimes the body does like the antibodies for it, and this is called autoimmune
Autoimmune disease
response.
or
Yeah,
autoimmune response,
or
right?
disease or response. And when you stop with the damaged protein, you can feel better in the weeks. In weeks, 2 3 weeks, you can feel, or almost instant. In a week, people report. Even if they would eat a lot of fat, a lot of nuts and stuff, they will say, "Wow, I didn't feel the problems anymore." But for me,
Wow.
was also, I think, other things. But
Mm.
I need to really lose all the fat and rebuild the body.
Mm.
So now I can eat cooked food, no problem. But it is not the same for me, because the fruit is so easy. So
Mm.
easy going.
Yeah. And you call damaged protein, it's every protein that it's treated with warm, or how
Yeah,
would
with
you say?
heat damaged.
Any heat, like it
Yeah,
doesn't
like,
matter how hot or
yeah, it matters how hot. If it's less hot, if it's steamed, like steamed food is less hot damaged
mm,
than something that was fried or
right.
cooked for a long time. But also, if you put the hand on the hot surface, you will see how this it damaged the hand. So in the same way, the food gets damaged in the same way.
Mm.
We're used to it, but somehow I think it damages us through thousands of years that we cook, because no other animal cooks in the uh, in the kingdom of nature. So the only one that cook are humans.
Yeah.
So I think this is not for, because I saw also the chemical structure of my brain changed with the fruit. I could feel the peace even deeper than before. But before, I also liked the peace and yoga and meditation, and couldn't feel such a peace before. And also, I had a problem with reading. If you gave me something to read, I couldn't read it aloud. I was so disturbed with my voice and the reading. And I was training this. I was reading like all scriptures, spiritual knowledge, and I would read a lot, but I couldn't do it very nicely. And
Mm.
after a fruit diet of a year or something, this changed. Now I can read with confidence, with no problem. And also,
Mm.
I had some kind of phobia if I would drive through the tunnels, and couldn't lose it with any knowledge and any meditation and nothing. And now it just went away. And this is also very interesting. So I think that now, but this is my experience. For me, I will say, not for all the people. It's better, because it's not good to talk about food, family, and religion to others. It's better say it to me. To me, this is a great change. I think I was somehow damaged by it.
Mm.
So I feel best of on fruit, although I eat some cooked food occasionally, but I don't feel so good on it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I combine, for example, like fruit meals. I would have for lunch, I would have, I don't know, for the last couple of weeks, I'm more sticking to this type. Before I was having fruit with some oats and yeah, the chia, the seeds, and the nuts, maybe some peanut butter or almond butter. But now I'm just having fruits. I take fruits with me, and I after the training, after at round one, I would have a bag of fruit, oranges, bananas, apples. Yeah, and it feels really. Um, it doesn't kill me. I can continue working. I'm even more elevated. That's the cool thing. So it's something what I experienced on fruit uh, is the same effect as I did when I was doing, for example, I tried also the keto diet, and it's
Okay.
also there. It's maybe the energy is maybe a bit more intense than it is on the fruit. There, it like. Some friends would say, "Wow, are you? Did you take some drugs or something?" Because you're like, you're really. I think it's something changes, um, but to me, it's more like I see it because you're eating maybe only one thing that the body can then focus on other things because you're not complicating your digestion, and the body is like, okay, this is one group of foods, you have to deal only with a certain type of food, so the other, especially the brain, right, then doesn't need to shut down to compromise for the work that is done for to get the nutrients into the body. But the big downside for me on the keto was that after a while my stomach would really be in pain, and like
Mm.
I would just get really stomach aches. While on fruit, I never experienced any any side effects. And my skin got freaking beautiful. Like now that I was in Taiwan for a month and a half, I think it was really the most that it was shown what the power of fruit can do to you. Because it was so much great fruit, and there it was, this power was even more noticeable. So that's the upside, in my opinion. Apart from the keto that I tried, I never really went. I know that some people also eat only steak and that's it. Never really tried that. And yeah, the I only know these two versions. And as I said, the energy is very well. Uh, how should I say? Yeah, maintained, and you feel more energized. But I think on the long run, like keto is very tiring. While fruit, I can imagine if I have a palate, and man, this I think fruit is really the best fast food, the fast food that
Yeah.
exists. Like,
It-
isn't it fascinating? You peel a banana, you peel an orange, a mandarin. It's done, right? You don't need to do. It doesn't need anything. You just pick it up. That's it, right?
yeah, yeah. Like you said, the tropical fruits are the best. People also report that the tropical fruits are the best. And also, when you look the profile of some tropical fruits, they would have the fatty acids ratios nice, like omega, and so like mango and durian. Also, this smelly fruit. This is 60,000 years with us already. They say. So this is the fruit that was not changed by a man's endeavor. And
Durian, the durian.
durian, yes,
Wow.
yeah, the some of the oldest fruits that we know on the earth. And yeah, it is easy if you live more in the center, like we used to before we were hunters. Before hunters, we were gatherers, so they always talk. The scientists always love hunters, yeah. And we were hunters, but we were also gatherers before that, like the bonobos,
Mm.
So it is very simple to live with the symbiotic relationship with the trees. This is so nice. It is nice color. It is nicely packed. you don't have to dig the earth to plant. It is the tree there, so it is beautiful. It can be a beautiful relationship if you can make it work. And
Exactly.
also, like you said, the keto, also for a lot of people that digest fat well, it also can work, and they can also see the difference if they eat only the like keto, or if they eat some carbohydrates, like simple carbohydrates. They like if I eat the potato, I'm like drinking beer. I'm like now I can sleep. This is my drug to go.
The potato is your drug.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
your
If
go-to drug.
if my girlfriend would let me, I would go and eat a bunch of potato, and I would
Wow.
no need for beer, and drugs. Just eat the potatoes.
Give me a cooked potato, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. But also for me, the fat was not the question because my digestion was not so good at that time. So, and
Yeah.
also I think the ketosis is the state when the body initiates ketosis is when it is hungry, and
Mm.
it starts to use the fat from the body to get the energy, and this is called ketosis. This is preferred fuel when there is scarcity of food.
Yeah.
And if this goes on and there's no more fat, the body starts to use protein for fuel. And when this happens, then it goes to organs and uses protein for fuel. And this is called starvation.
Mm.
So, do you need more protein? No, you need just enough, not too much, because this is not preferred fuel from the body's perspective, from the energy perspective. But some people, I know a man that ate a plane, no problem.
What
He's
he ate?
a
He ate.
plane, aeroplane.
He
He's
ate.
a Guinness in the Guinness Book of Records. Look him up, man that ate an aeroplane. so so you can eat, yeah, no problem if somebody
Yeah.
hasn't got the problems. But for me, it's also interesting when Pat Metini says, I feel best when I don't eat.
Yeah.
So we can feel this is some difference.
Yeah.
And for me, you're like a good role model, because you don't have any specific disease or problems, and you're willing to experiment just to get your music better, and your life better, just to try if you can do, and also invest in the future. Like, this is the best investment if you look into this stuff. I think all
Yeah.
the people should take time and
Yeah.
try to experiment, to learn why this work, why this doesn't work, why this doesn't work for me and for him does, so to get some
Mm.
because mainstream media, this is always not the whole picture. They just say sugar is the enemy, and then next week they will say the fat is the enemy because we have too much heart disease, and so
Yeah.
and they will say the protein, you need more protein, eat more protein. And so this is like propaganda. I think
Hmm.
the meat, dairy, and the vegan junk industry, they're all on this fat based level. And
Mm.
if we would accept, like I do, my like one kid asked me, how would the world, I wonder how would the world look like if everybody would be like you. And I said, look around, there would be all fruit trees all blooming, you know everything like this. And there would be no place for fat based industries, for meat, dairy, and vegan junk. Everything would collapse. So who would want this? Nobody. uh, we would have to rebuild the world. So this will never happen. This will happen only on the scale of some individuals, some that have like problems, or some athletes also did it and do it, or people like you that want to just get better performance in some
Yeah.
field that is outside of sports. So
Yeah. However, I
Yeah.
noticed with the fasting that I wouldn't be able to fast every day like that. And because I tested it, and after, I don't know, a couple of weeks, like I would go and eat at 5 in the afternoon. And I noticed that my hair started to fall out. Like
Wow.
I started losing hair. Like when I would, I don't know, just go with my hand through the hair, it would like I would get a hairy hand basically. And
Wow.
yeah, that's something what I noticed, that it's not really
Good idea, huh?
such a great for me, like we said, it's not such a
Yeah.
great idea for me.
Yeah, but you
um
also reported that when you started implementing the barley grass minerals, plant-based minerals, that are
correct.
like for people that don't know, this is like barley grass juice grown in decent soil, good soil, and then juiced, so the cellulose gets away, and this barley juice gets with a special cold process gets like dehydrated, and what there stays are only minerals and vitamins, and these minerals and vitamins are like we see it, they are more bioavailable to the body than like inorganic minerals you can buy in the pills, like in supplements. And you said like you saw also the great
Yeah, correct. So now I started to then eat at 12 or 1. And yeah, exactly, consistently adding the barley grass juice also then helped to bring the also the hair back.
yeah
So I'm not sure actually, is it because at that time I also wasn't that consistent with the barley grass juice, or is it the also the fasting, or might be both.
okay.
So I didn't really pinpoint it, but good that you mentioned, because it's true that at that point maybe I was sometimes also skipping, and maybe some nutrients are not in optimal levels in my body. And yeah, and anyway, the purasana barley, what is it, barley grass juice, right?
Juice powder, yeah.
Juice powder, exactly. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna put the link
yeah,
to that in the. I think that that's a great adding to my diet. I really notice the
yeah, yeah.
benefits in my
we
body and overall
also
feeling. Yeah,
we also in my family, my mother, after some operation that went bad, she was like pale, like totally pale, like like a wall. And when she started implementing this barley grass juice powder, the colors go back, you know. And she was also juicing, tried a lot of stuff, but it wasn't helping like this. And I also think we have much more stress now than we would have before. Much more also positive stress from the media, from the like devices, and we use up much more than ever these micronutrients. And also the way the food is grown, it is every decade there is less this micro levels are going way down, because they're putting in only three minerals, only potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, because the plants grow with this. And so we get to we don't get enough, most of us. So it is a good clue to find a food that is easy digested to you, and try to get the micro levels as up as possible. Because if you have too much, you can eat only or too much or too little. You cannot eat just right the micronutrients, you know.
mm-hmm.
So this is good for our life, and anything we do, it is good also, good investment in life. I see not that now, but you see this already. I
Yeah,
had to learn in the hard way, you know. Before I was like, just give me pizza, just give me pasta anyway,
yeah.
you know.
And
I
I think your
don't.
body also changes the way it can handle different things as you get older. I
Yeah,
I think.
you can start to feel the burden, and I think that they say, yeah, this is old age, but this is the burden of the food that is not the best in the best interest of the body. For me it is definitely so, because I feel more younger now and more energetic than maybe 15 years ago. My energy is different,
Mm.
so that's why I stick to it. Yeah, I also know that we need to make muscle. If you eat fruit, you get fat, it goes away, and then if you don't have any muscle, then like you see fruitarians on the web, they are skinny totally, some undernourished, and this is not good. Also, this is really bad, really bad for the people that would like to try it, and when they see this they say, wow, I don't want to do this, this is I don't want to look like this. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And because now I think it's 3 years since I'm drinking this barley grass juice, and it's rich in like iron, potassium, magnesium, zinc. What
Also
else?
selenium.
Selenium.
Yeah, selenium is also very important. Zinc. Yeah, it has a broad spectrum of minerals, so that's why it is a good way to get supplemented in
Mm.
this way, also because it is so bioavailable. But if the people don't have the money to do this kind of treatment, yeah, they could also grow the barley in the like a forest soil, or buy some. You can buy like rock dust minerals and add it to the soil where you grow the barley, and
Mm.
then juice it and then put it in your banana smoothie or something. It is quite bitter, but it is great because if you have bad digestion, this will help your digestion. For me, it was like, wow, the powder didn't help so in the terms of digestion, but this juice that I juiced alone, it was like my digestion become like strong, like rock strong in
Mm.
this period. So yeah, it is very cheap. Then you buy the barley, organic barley seeds, and you grow it at home and juice it with a hand juicer for $50, or you
Mm.
buy a used juicer. If you don't have money, it is not a problem for nutrition nowadays. I think it is.
Well, and
It
how
is.
much grass field would what? How big should the grass field be? Like, is this size
It
of a
is
small
like
table
no,
or?
it's like a trace. You can buy the trace,
Ah, okay. Like
and you
1 meter by 1 meter or
yeah,
something.
less. It is like, I don't know, maybe 60 centimeters you can get, and you use the half of it for one juicing. And the grass you can let grow tall before this jointing stage, that makes like joints in the
Mm-hmm.
grass. If you look in the nature, it has these joints,
Yeah.
and to the point where there is no joints, there is the highest nutrition. But when it starts
Mm-hmm.
making the joints, then
Okay.
then it's not so nutritious because it is starting to prepare for the seed.
All right. And you should just cut it with scissors, right? I
Yeah,
guess shave it
yeah,
off. Like,
yeah.
what?
You cut it with scissors and put it in, and like this.
Yeah. And
So
you have supply for every day, or?
you don't need it for every day, but you can space it so that you could have for every day. No
Mm.
problem. People like, if they don't have money, probably they don't work a lot. It happens so that you don't have a job, and you have time, so you
Mm.
can use it to grow. you know it can be, and also looks nice. It looks very nice, like to have this green grass in the middle of winter and fresh grass, and you can.
Wow.
Yeah, and the second thing for nutrition would be sunflower sprouts. This is also great.
Sunflower sprouts.
Yeah, yeah. This is also the easy way to get extra nutrition. I
How do
tried
you do that?
I tried every sprout and bought the machine and tried this different sprouts, but the Sunflower is like the best also for digestion and for
How
easy
do you
growth.
sprout the sunflower seeds?
You put it in the soil or on the trays that have. You put it in the soil. It is simple, but you have to put something hard on it, like rocks. You know,
Hmm.
uh, because they must feel some resistance. And they, if you put like in the tray and put another tray on it on them, and you put the rocks on this tray like heavy rocks, they will lift it up.
No
Yeah,
way.
they're so strong. Yeah, they will lift it. I think if a man would stand on it, they would lift it. You know, they're so strong. Seeds.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they when they start digging it up, then you can remove the weights and they will grow like normal. If you don't put the weight on them, they go like whoop, they fall down. So
Wow. And
yeah.
then you pick them out of the dirt and
No,
you
no,
wash
just
them.
use the scissors and
Ah, because they will sprout. You eat then only the top part, not the root.
yeah, yeah,
Huh,
only the
huh,
top
huh, huh,
one.
huh.
Yeah,
Ah, I thought
like
because.
sunflower greens. I must say
Ah,
this is better so that
okay,
people
okay.
understand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
some sprouts are like just sprouted seeds and you eat the whole seeds. But
Yeah.
this is the greens. This is where the greens we are talking about, and they are also fatty. You know, you can taste the mild aroma of sunflower and little fats in it.
Wow.
Yeah, you will. I will do. I just did it. Did a tray last day for
Really?
after a long time, and yeah, you can try it if you come to
Yeah.
our house.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been talking before about trees, and now you're a proud owner of a how should you call it, fruit grove or a orchard, right? You have your
Yeah.
own. You're growing your own fruit trees, and tell me what are you growing? What are the and why? Why are you growing those
Why?
things?
Partly, big part is because I felt like I take the shelter of the trees, and I started to seeing them like sentience somehow. And I said I would be very happy if I could take the shelter of you, the trees. So I started to plant the trees like the seeds wherever I would go in the forest or by the rivers and put the seeds back and try to get this awareness where I'm now getting my food off from. So yeah, and was this then this COVID solutions happened that I didn't like at all, and I said, wow, I need to grow my own trees. So I started looking for cheap land and found it and bought it. And there were already some figs on it and some beautiful cherry trees and vines and also the plums and apples and so on. But the trees, some trees were already old, and so I started planted for this was like for me looking now, it's more like snacks, like people eat it in general to put something for away, but I need like for every day. So I said, okay, I need to plant more. So I already planted over 60 trees, and
Wow.
over 60 will go now in also this year. So I'm building a big garden for fruit production, and not only for fruit production, also for other species and for the soil. And like you hear much more about this on the net, like they say a forest garden or fruit garden where the herbs, the fruit trees, the herb trees, and the, the the trees that fix the earth, the soil, are grown together in the like
Mhm.
more biodiversity, like
Wow.
not the typical orchard like today. It is everything. If you go to slaughterhouse, you see like animals. If you go to orchard, you see like trees like they're on the, like they're in the slaughterhouse. They're grown for only for productivity, not for longevity, and they're don't get the nutrients they would need, and so they don't live long.
Mhm.
And even if they would live long, the taste changes, and we need another type of apples, so they put everything out and grow new ones.
Well,
And those apples are like dwarf trees, small trees, and because they are more productive per acre, you can grow more.
mm,
And so I'm not into this. I'm not like uh, in the farming and the stuff, and like orchards, and not my view of how today this is seen. So yeah,
mm,
I'm more building some kind of garden, like beautiful garden that will be inspiring also artistically. So
mm.
yeah,
And can you give an example? Sorry, I'm looking there because my dog is not really okay.
yeah, you
He's
must
now
show the
chill.
dog now. If you want the clicks, you
He's
must show
now
the dog.
he's now chill. No, sometimes he starts scratching on the.
Yeah, but you must show it so we
Uh,
get the
I,
clicks.
I can I can maybe I don't know. Maybe you guys will see him. Look at him there. He's resting
Ah,
there.
he's there. Yeah,
This is him. His name is Bali.
nice. Thanks.
Let me see. Can I get back now? Oh, yes. Um. So Bali is now at peace. Can you give maybe an example of, because you've been talking about this symbiosis between trees um and the plants. I find that so fascinating that you're also exploring this, how plants help each other. Can you share an example maybe?
Yeah, I didn't read the book yet, but I watched the movie of a famous book that was written by the guy that was like that is like a forester, and he found out that in the forest where the tree was cut off, he found like when the tree is cut off, then it dies slowly, not in 1 year, maybe needs a year to die, but he found this tree was cut off, but was healed, like closed together, it was like healed. And he said, wow, this is still alive. He tried this was still alive. And then after investigation, they found out that this tree was living without the upper part, only the lower part was living. And how is it living if it doesn't have the leaves on? So they saw that the same species of trees in the forest were living together, and they will help each other. So they help this poor tree to live amongst them without the leaves, just in the roots. So this is one example how
Well,
the trees help themselves, and this is now more and more accepted by the people. That. This before, if you told this story before that, most of people will laugh, but now the intellectuals and the people that read a lot, they're more and more aware of this world of trees. They do this very slowly, everything, and we live very fast. And also the technology is now so good that we can speed stuff up and see how they're working together.
mhm. And you were also we were discussing this little plant that we in Slovenia also cook spinach, that it's a spinach substitute. Um,
Yes,
nettle?
a
How?
stringent nettle,
Yeah,
a stringent nettle it is called. Yeah,
yeah.
this is substitute for spinach also. Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
can can you explain what's again the catch with it? What does it add to the soil?
From this nettle, you can do like fertilizer. It has a lot of minerals inside, so you can do the fertilizer. And it also has a lot of nitrogen. So it is nitrogen fertilizer in the most. So people do this like they squeeze with the help of stones. They squeeze these nettles, and the juice that comes out, it is like a fertilizer for the trees also, but mostly for the green stuff that you go grow in the garden. This is the best you can use. It is easy to be used and easy to harvest relatively if you have the gloves, you know. So in the France, this is like forbidden. You're a criminal if you do this.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because you have to buy this, you know. You have to
Right.
buy from the
Yeah.
companies that make money on you.
Yeah.
So this is really, really bad thing. I don't think that people that do this are necessarily paying the price, but they can, you know. So it can be sold. It is if they found that you have the more of this stuff, they can take it from you, and then they can sell it. You know,
Oh, great.
like this,
Yeah.
like this is happening. Yeah, this is material world. You know, it is the same like 100 years or 200 years ago. This goes on. This criminal acts of men. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
this then the juice that is pressed then is this, you dissolve it with water. And sorry, I'm asking questions. I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
actually making this podcast when for me also later
of
when
course,
I'm also having my own
of course.
orchard
Yeah, yeah. Or garden, yes, of course.
or garden.
You must dilute it, and it can be diluted in water in parts 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, and
Hmm.
you can sprinkle on or just put it like in the soil. You know, like instead of water, you get the minerals. Or yeah, yeah.
Wow. And tell me, which kind of fruit are you growing? Will you grow in your garden and why?
Why? I grow for the sugar because I love sugar. My cells love glucose like crazy. So I'm anti sugar propaganda. So that's why I grow the stuff that has most sugar. Like banana has nearly 100 calories, one banana, and I need 1,500, even more. So I need 2,000 calories per day, maybe. So this is a lot of sugar, you know. And the fruit that has most that sugar, and this is also sweet fruit, because if it's acidic fruit, maybe it is not very good for the body to eat all day only. If you eat cherries, they are not so good digestible. Primarily were made for the birds, you know, and we did bigger fruits from them. Also from apples, I would eat only two varieties, or three varieties from apples. I would eat to get the calories. Others I would eat to get the tastes, like old heirloom varieties. And from
Which
the
two apples would you eat?
I would eat gala, and gala is more sorts of gala. And I found from a guy that sells it here the gala that has mild sweet taste of strawberry, no strawberries, raspberries. But it's very mild and aroma, and apple is very sweet. Where can you also get gala that is only sweet and is boring, you know? So I would take gala anytime, and I will take the apple that is called Fuji. This is Japanese apple, and this apple Gala comes first part of the winter, and now we have Fuji. And Fuji for me is like also very sweet apple, so that you can eat 6 apples and you're satisfied, or even 4. But it has the taste of apple blossoms, if you know how this can be very nice.
Mm.
So yeah, but it must be ripe. If you buy like Fuji apple in the store, you must put it in the cellar to get really nice color, and then it is great.
Mm.
And also there with gala and also golden delish is also sweet apple, but it is boring to me. But I can found from these three apples that they did some crosses, and these crosses would also make a good sweet apple for me. So
Mm.
I also search. I just found some variety that is crossed with Fuji today,
Mm.
so I need it. I will buy it
Wow.
and I'll plant it. It is
Oh.
like some apple that is called honey crisp. This is also one of the sweetest apples known in general.
Mm.
So from apples, I would take this, but before apples, I would grow the figs. Figs are great fruits that ripen in the end of June, July, June, July. Yeah, um, or even sooner. So the figs also can be very sweet and very satisfying. And I will plant 40 varieties,
Mm.
different, because I was hanging out with the collectors of figs, and they are like addicts. And
Wait, you will plant 40 varieties.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I'll plant 40 varieties, and then we'll see which will perform in my climate also.
This is a test phase now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And when I and also to conclude the story about the fruit, also persimmons are also great because they will wait for you whole winter, and you can store them and eat them till maybe December or maybe the January also. I don't know. It depends on the variety. In there, if they're cold, stored in the cold, they will wait, like apples, and they're also very sweet and very satisfying. And there, I have about 6 trees of different varieties. One is called like chocolatino, like chocolate. It is very sweet. Uh,
Whoa.
and one is called vanilla. Um, One is called Prog. It should ripen in the end of August already because other varieties are ripe in end of September, beginning of
Mm.
October. So I space it like this also.
Mm.
Some varieties you can eat like apple. Some must be met down to lose the astringency because
Mm.
this is the way how the tree protects the seed.
Right.
If the seed is not ripe, there will be toxins. But when the seed is ripe, the toxins are away, and the fruit says,
Right.
"Now you can take and put my seed somewhere else."
Yeah.
Now the big animals come and take my fruit and take it away.
Yes, that's
So
great, right?
this is
And
the way of nature.
what was amazing to me that let's talk about the figs a little bit. Like I think fig is probably I think it's one of my favorite fruits. Like I think really wonderful flavor. I already have water in my mouth.
Yeah, me
But
too.
the 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 thing
Crazy.
is that what was amazing when you mentioned that they do not spray them with how do you say
Pesticide,
with pesticides, right? Because they don't
pesticides.
have attack like they don't have invasive bugs that would eat them, right?
Yeah, yeah. When they're very ripe, the wasps they like them,
Right.
but like persimmons also they don't have attackers. Uh, so they don't need the spraying.
At least not
Or
against the
the
attackers, but for the
the
you
pests or
mentioned
the fungicides they
right.
also don't need. Whereas when you have grapes, I have the neighbor. He's spraying every 8 days, and if
Wow,
it's raining, even more. He has
really?
has to spray the grapes to stop the fungal attacks. But then I think 1 month before he will pick the grapes, he won't spray anymore.
So that the rain washes it off, or what? Or does it
Yeah, a lot.
evaporate?
What doesn't get to the cellular level, it gets washed away. You know,
Mm.
this is not so. And Europe is having even more strict rules every year for the pesticides and fungicides, and the most bigger problem is the glyphosate. You know, glyphosate, Roundup. It is called. The
Hmm.
people that know about stuff, they when they hear
Right.
Roundup, they just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because this is for the grass that don't grow around the trees and around on the fields also when they plant vegetables, and they spray with this, and this destroys totally the, if not totally, but a lot of food web. So the food web is not working right, and again the absorption of minerals and other stuff is not working, and it is also carcinogenic. And also they say, yeah, it stays in the soil for a short time, a month or so, but they found it after 12 years in the bark of the trees. So
Wow.
yeah,
Crazy.
this is really nasty stuff. So that's why if you buy organic, there are strict rules about this stuff. You know,
Mm.
if they got it, if they are tested, they have to pay a lot to, you know,
Mm.
for if they do this. So this is why I'm for organically grown. Although organic also can mean that it is grown in water. Like living in Netherlands, they grow tomatoes in water. So this is
Mm.
also not good for the plant, for the food web. So also not. Yeah.
Right.
If you guys have time, please read or watch The Hidden Life of Trees. It is 220 German documentary. It was on Netflix some time, but it is not anymore. This is about the trees. Very nice, written by Peter Wohlleben.
Mm.
It is a great book and also great documentary. Yeah,
Wow.
write it down.
I'm gonna add it in the show notes.
Yeah, The Hidden Life of Trees. This
Yeah.
is. Ooh, I will send you the link. I found it somewhere like free on the web. You can watch the documentary, and it is. This is inspiring. Yeah.
Mm.
I just
Wow.
watched it. I didn't know that this about this movement for the trees. It is pretty much alive.
Well,
Somehow I didn't know that it's so big.
does it have
So
to do something with planting trees, or is that the?
it is something. It is something moved in people. I think something is happening on this level because it is like a movement. You know, you will see when you see this documentary and read the book and see how many are for people are buying off the woods. You know,
Yeah.
the the woods would get cut off and the people are buying like a tree. I buy one tree, you buy one tree, we buy the whole forest, so they
Well.
cannot chop it off. This is happening, so that's great, I think. Or
Wow.
it's not great, or it is like it is like YouTube. You know, you pay money so we don't show you the ads, or you pay the money so we don't cut off the wood.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or bad, but it is definitely, if the people are aware of such a thing, that the trees are important for us, especially the trees that give us fruits.
Yeah.
Also the other fruits, not necessarily the sweet fruits, also the fatty fruits or seeds. Also, this is great.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's so great that, I mean, now going back to your fruit grove, uh yeah, just having local food, right? Like
yeah,
and you're a step away from it. Like this is the full circle, right? Like
yeah. This will be the
that's it.
full circle for me. I will put the I will try to build the soil. You know, you can build the soil from, if you have a bad soil, you can build the soil because the soil builds actually for itself. But you just have to make the right circumstances so the soil can grow. And then the trees also are very healthy and have a lot of minerals and vitamins are because the trees need minerals to make
Mm,
vitamins, you know.
mm,
There were cases where there were not enough zinc in the soil, or the soil was not healthy, and the oranges couldn't uh, get the zinc somehow, or
mm.
it wasn't there, or it they couldn't get it somehow, and they couldn't make the vitamin C. So you get the oranges without vitamin C or without the meaningful amounts of vitamin C. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So that is for me. Then it will be easier. But the most easier would be if I would go somewhere tropics. You know.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
have a mega farm there.
Yeah, and have a forest there in tropics is this very easy. It is very easy to grow. You can grow trees very tight together because the sun is always up. You know.
Wow.
Whereas here you must put space to the sun to get to them. So
Wow.
yeah, in tropics is more easy. Yeah, I think. But I will do the experiment here and see. I said, oh, okay, 6 7 years. I must try. So now I plant trees also for others,
Mm.
and also I sell some cuttings, you know, or change or change swap for some varieties that
Wow.
I would like to have. And you know, in this age of electronics, this is very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have
So
we
yeah,
come? We used to swap Pokemons and now we're swapping trees. Isn't that
yeah,
wonderful?
yeah. This is crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
this is like my plan also for old age. To have to be dependent on such a garden somewhere.
wow.
Maybe this garden, maybe it will be other garden. I don't know. I don't care. Actually, I'm not so tight yet on this garden that I'm building, because anywhere I would go, I would do the same thing, even if it wouldn't be mine. You know, I wouldn't care. I would just plant them for others or for other beings. I feel so passionate about it that I would do it anyway. Like for music, if you know, if somebody listens or not, you just don't care if you love it. You know, you
Yeah.
just do it anyway. And I apply this also in this everywhere in life. So yeah,
I hope to be your neighbor when
yeah,
that would be the best.
yeah. I think it will be plenty for all of
Yeah.
us when this
Amazing.
when this ripens. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I also remember that you have quite a peculiar morning routine. So is that also something that is helping you with your condition with the lights and the jumping on the trampoline? Can you maybe
Yeah, yeah. I
explain
was
that a
thinking,
bit?
what morning routine you do you mean? Okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, I don't supplement with vitamin D simply because in the skin we make also other vitamins that people are not so aware or not aware at all, that are equally important, if not more important than vitamin D. So I do my own vitamin D with the help of the special UVB therapeutic Philips lamp. And I go and I do. I have trampoline that is good for the lymph, because up and down motion. This is the best for the lymph system to work at its best. Yeah, when I was very very ill, so I thought of many things, not only of the food, you know, also the nutrients that are not food provided, also the things that are not have not to do with the food, but has to do with the exercise or this fresh air, or being out in the nature, and stress management. All these things are equally important as the fuel you put in the body. And it's interesting when you talk about fasting,
Mm,
and we people, we like to fast or we like to eat too much, and it is very hard for us to name the things. Like when we go on the bed, when we go in to the bedroom, we don't name it. Like we name it, now it's breakfast, now it's lunch, now it's dinner. We
mm,
name this stuff,
mm,
but the other stuff, when it goes out, we don't name it. So if you can get this out of your vocabulary, and you eat where you are hungry, and more importantly, you don't eat when you're not hungry, this is great for your body. This is the best
mm,
thing for your body,
mm,
to not eat when you're not hungry. Not just eat because it is movie time or it is lunch, and this is something that is, for me, wow, this is very hard for me. But again, if I'm on my in my gardens, and I work outdoors, I can feel it if I'm hungry and if I'm not hungry, and then it works. But if I'm like in this environment with the TV and the people that are used to eat when it's lunchtime, and so then and go to work, and work, and then you have to eat before, and so that you're not hungry, and then you know
yeah,
the routines. No,
yeah.
but also this is also something that it is not just the morning routine. It is all the stuff. Yeah, and breathing also, to breathe out, to breathe in, to just to feel, to start feeling. Where can you use your breath? You can breathe inside your stomach. You can breathe inside your back. Just to
Mm,
just to learn what you have. And then is the spiritual part that we haven't even touched. That we are not this body. That we are soul inside the body, and to go to tap in this. Wow, this is something even more interesting, and even more liberating, because in this world it is hard to live healthy and to keep the routines, but to
mm,
know that you're not of this world, and to tap in, actually to tap in this energy. Ooh, this is where I'm like, oh yes, I'm ready. Yeah. So
yeah.
I do like this practice from when I was 18, 17. I started to meditating on the names of Krishna, uh, and I started to experiencing this nature of the absolute, of the nature of the eternity, and still it is with me now.
Mm,
So I'm not doing like a part of some institution or anything, but I have good friends also in this realm. So this is something I'm yearning for very much and looking forward. And also it becomes music and vibration, spiritual vibration becomes much more natural to me. And all this I try to implement in my teachings, or when I go to play it for people also. This consciousness of this stuff, I try to inspire myself and you that you're listening, and I try to give this energy forward, and see what happens. And then when the people come and they're inspired, I'm inspired. And
well,
if they don't come, I do the same thing again, and it doesn't matter for me, actually. You know.
yeah. And you do you meditate every day? And how you were talking about the Krishna, and that do you see meditation also as mantra, or is that the same way for you? Like, how do you see that?
Yeah, it is said that the mantra is not of this world. So this sound that is coming through the mantra, but the mantra must come from somebody that has got it from somebody that has got it from somebody that has got it from somebody, and the mantra comes from spiritual world. So So the explanation of India of Vedas is that it came from this the person that is source from everything, you know,
Mm.
that is also person and is also not person. It can be a person, but that it can also be impersonal. So it is the same stuff. So yeah, if you got it, and you can meditate on the mantra. If you got the right vibration, you connect with the right source. It can be. It was a long time for me. It was this refuge, like the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And later, when I started with the fruit, I started a little to back off, because this religion is also was based on the like cow protection, like living symbiotic with cows and lots of grains and so on. And I deliberately, when I was on fruit, I backed off and I questioned, if this is if there is something more. So then I ask if there is a God that is like a fruit eater. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, this practice stayed with me, and the sound is always with me. I'm
Mm.
not doing it like I did it before, like a routine, like an everyday routine. I'm not doing it anymore like this, but I do it quite often. But it comes from the heart, more like from the, like a guitar. You would practice a long time, like routine, and sometimes you go and you just play. You don't practice anymore. You
Mm.
just play.
Mm. Mm.
You're
Mm.
just attracted so much that you don't have to do like dissect everything, and you just go and you just play like the animals in nature. They wake up
Mm.
and they start to sing. They
Mm.
don't go and practice and meditate. They just start to live.
Mm. Wow.
So I think it is a level when we can also try it, at least try it
Yeah.
to to do it this way. So like
Um.
Martha Argerich, Martha Argerich.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ask her, how do you practice that you play so, because she plays like she would improvise, and she said, I don't practice the scales and the stuff and anything. I practiced this in the first 6 years of my school. And now I practice only this, what I play, only the pieces. No. And because she said, why would I practice something else and play something else? I practice what I need. So,
Yeah.
so it is interesting approach. I don't know. I try to also to follow some of this.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends what kind of music you're playing also, I suppose, right? If you're playing written music, why bother with scales? Like
Of
you
course.
can find warm-ups in the pieces, right?
Yeah.
It's should be
Yeah,
should be
but if
no
you play improvised, you have to know the whole vocabulary. So we
exactly.
practice the intervals, the scales, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
you're
bit
right.
more different. And
Yeah,
I'm also now curious, like, do you, because you said that you do not meditate every day, so it comes organically, like you would feel a calling, or how would that happen? Like,
I must say that I now, like, I found with this fruit diet, I found the place of peace that is more instant and more often and more deep.
mm,
So I don't bother so much anymore
mm,
with the meditation. I sometimes, yeah, sometimes I want to achieve something. I want to achieve the state of some state I would like to be in, like, I don't know, to share only the fruit trees, to only to share, because now I sell something, and to get some money to buy some other trees. And I say, wow, when I have all covered up, I won't do this anymore. I will just give away, like a
Mm.
charity. And
Mm.
so I imagine this place of being like this. I just
Mm.
imagine it. How would it be? I'm already in this stage, you know, or I might, or I would imagine the times when we would be in the forest and depend on the trees. So I meditate like this. Or I imagine I'm a spiritual soul and I'm already in the spiritual world, and what I would do in spiritual, or stuff like that,
Well.
like some kind of visualization
Mm.
of my goals. I can see myself there. I
Mm.
can see the gardens. I can see the big trees already, and I'm like a child, and this is
Well.
my meditation. It is not mechanical. It just happens spontaneously.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Bro, yeah,
it's,
visualization is
yeah.
so powerful. And on this topic of singing and mantras and that, do you know, like, I googled that last time because I was curious. Like, here I was watching through the window, some birds flying, like they were swans, and they flew by the house, and they make a lot of noise because it's a huge animal. So they like when
Wow.
they fly, and there were a couple of them flying together here to the river Drava. Like I can see now the river. Um, and I had to Google, like, do birds enjoy when they are flying? Like, because I imagine, you know, you go on a plane and you look out and you're like, wow, this is beautiful. Or sometimes even, I don't know, walking and you're like, or running or driving a car and you're like, wow, this is a joy ride or a joy walk. And I Googled, like, if they are, if they're having fun while flying, and they're like, woohoo, or something. And apparently, especially the bigger beasts, the bigger birds, they actually do not like to fly that much because it takes a lot of their energy. So they really
Okay.
think twice before they fly. The little ones, however, they do tend to be more creative, or more to go more often for it. But where actually it's proven that they are enjoying and the dopamine levels rise, it's the singing. It's the
Okay.
singing of the birds that gives them the most joy.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah, crazy. Like, it's the noises. So when you hear the birds sing, you know that they're having a good time.
Wow. Great. That's great.
Yeah, it's,
Wow.
it's, it's the same like us, right? Like, we're also like, when you sing, you're kind of, you find that I always find some peace, or something melts away, or it makes me happy, or like, it's
Yeah.
such an honest connection to self, I think, the singing.
This is our meditation,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's very sad when the music becomes like a job and a burden.
Mm.
Uh, So people are reporting also that they lost some interest in music because they fall in some stuff where they have to do this thing for the money. If they do it like don't do it like that, then it's not good. And I was always afraid that would happen to me. So I'm very happy to be on the stage that I can play my own music. You know, this is
Mm.
the best thing I think for me that happened. That I had a friend, Borut Mori, our accordionist, that we play together. He always said, "Do your own music. Do your own music. Do your own." So we did. So we did it like this, and now in February, end of February, we are playing in the Vienna in this church that is known that this I don't know how is the English word. We say it Dunajski dečki, Vienna boys.
The
This
choir,
children choir
the
is,
choir. Mm-hmm.
yeah, Vienna choir. They're singing there, so
Mm.
I get to play there now, and I
Yeah.
get to play my own music, and I just hope when I hear that, so wow, where am I playing? And this is then I started to meditate and stopped and said, "Oh, I just hope it will be a great sound, and that we can do our own thing, that we do know how to do that. We can do this there like we do it, and that would be enough for me." So
Yeah. Yeah, you
so
have an amazing duo. I listen to you guys on several occasions. I mean, I'm also a huge fan of how you sound. It's just so inspiring because you're really so connected and so focused on the sound. Like it feels like every time we play together or like I nudge off a little bit of you, and some stains are left, but those are the good
okay,
stains because I like get inspired from your sound, and then I like work a little bit on the sound
thanks.
and think about it because sometimes I wouldn't bother so much, and then yeah, it's just nice to have your input as well as we are playing, and it's so nice that we are meeting regularly to play. So today we had to sacrifice our playing session for the people that aren't aware. Usually we would jam at this time up until late, but we
Yeah,
decided to have a conversation.
yeah, we enjoy
Instead.
each other's company as well as music, as well as like this. It is language, it is connection. So
Yeah,
we have these sounds that are compatible somehow because we are compatible in the also in the life, So
yeah,
if you're friends in the life, then this you can feel in the music.
yeah. And now, like you have these two sides, I'm gonna say, but you have many sides, but now it's really trees and music. And what what inspires you? Like where do you draw the inspiration from? Like
Yeah, now, always I inspire from something, or it is spiritual world, it is Krishna, it is some scripture, it is some spiritual energy, some story, or now it's like trees. I just take the shelter of them, and I close my eyes, and I close my eyes, and I have the guitar here, maybe just to. Can you hear it?
a bit, yeah.
And I just hear the forest, This is enough for me. I'm already in the zone. I can see the trees, I can see the animals, I can see the herds, I can see the people, and the story begins.
Wow.
This is for me. This is for me enough. And from this music is born, and this music is inspired always from something that it's not in music. It is outside the music. You know, more for me is always more. The best thing comes outside. It is
Mm,
nothing to do with the music actually, as we musicians would look it.
mm,
Although I'm also inspired by musicians, but they're also channeling something, not just technique. It is channeled. Something is going
yeah.
through them, some energy that I like.
Mm,
I always listened to the music. I couldn't also understand some words in the vocal maybe, but I understood the energy. So
mm,
this is for me totally satisfying. I don't need anything else.
yeah.
If I have this, I don't need anything else. And for
Wow.
me, music is now more and more like this. I don't. I did really. I had a period when I thought, now, yeah, I have to do the music. I have to do my own stuff, and I have to come up with new ideas or to do pieces. And I was so frustrated, I couldn't do it. I
Wow.
Then I just let go, and
Yeah.
I just went in the nature and just played and just research some scales. What I would be interested in, and and the melodies came. So
Mm.
in these melodies, I incorporated or write it down or remember, they came so often that I built something on them. So this is how my approach is. It is more. I couldn't do it this fast, So I let it ripen like a
Mm.
fruit.
Wow.
So yeah, so I just do for the satisfaction of
Yeah.
my own or my friends. It is enough. If you say you're my friend, and if you say, "Wow, I like to play this. Let's do it together." And if 2 3 people come and say, "Oh, this is nice," this is already enough for me.
Mm. Wow.
So we're in the search for this satisfaction, and I believe when you find this satisfaction, then it gets to the others also. Like you said, it stains and
Yeah.
goes on. That's why I'm playing in Vienna. Crazy. I said, and this is my stage when I'm satisfied with 2 3 people, and now I'm playing in Vienna. I said, wow. I
Yeah.
hope I can do the same thing there, because I don't know if I'm scared of this such a privileged position
Yeah.
to go and just pray. Oh, I hope I can do this. I can not lose this what I have there.
Yeah.
This is my
Oh,
meditation. Yeah.
I'm sure you won't. You're so connected to the music and the honesty, and I agree with you. Like I would practice the same for any size of the gig. Like it doesn't matter if it's like 10 people gig, 5 people gig, 500 or 1,000. Like I don't care. I just want to prepare to share this
Yeah.
music, to share the sound, to yeah,
Yeah.
to do favor, or to do, how should I say, to share the best what I can, like,
Yeah.
but really just the sound, like for the sake of the sound, for the sake of the sound, for the sake of the sharing, like, and because I read last time I now some uh, this one video of me playing Claire de Lune is getting some views, and then there was one comment like the person that really didn't like how much reverb or something I have, and that it tells a lot about my playing. And I I didn't really answer, but I was like, wow, pity that you're not focusing on the piece. Like, pity that you're not focusing on the music. I really didn't want to make it about myself. I thought that what I add, it's gonna actually make the music better, not me. And like, I'm sorry for his loss that he couldn't see the piece because he saw me. And I don't know, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I couldn't, yeah, I just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it is. I think it is often when you do such things like guitar pieces, especially if you do arrangements, if you do something that nobody has done before on the instrument, you'll get guys like this. They're always not unsatisfied, and they're always trying to focus on the instrument and on the technique. You know,
yeah,
it is like this. This is guys like you play something and they will go with the numbers. You know,
yeah,
like this guy. I think is this Bruno from Extreme. Guitarist.
uh-huh,
He also
Nuno,
says this Nuno. Yeah, sorry. Uh, he also said on Rick Beato. He said, "I play my best solo," and the guys like go like 8, 10. Like how did they like this stuff? He said he played the piece that was dedicated to his friend. I think that he lost him, and when he played, he got so emotional that he had to pause and play again and go to this emotion. It was so intense. and he liked it, and he lets it like this because in the honor of his friend.
Mm.
And he said, "Is this my best solo? Would they go like this?" He said, "No, they wouldn't. But for me, this was like important."
Yeah.
And I think in this world of instrument achievements, you will always get. If you do like you do stuff that is thought impossible on the guitar, you will get this kind of audience. Also, Jimmy, also he didn't want to burn the guitar on every gig, but if he didn't do this, he had the audience that would go like, "You're not normal today. You're not ours."
Mm.
And he was also thinking, "Wow, what a pity that you don't hear the music," you know. And I
Yeah.
think this is a part of the job, you know, we do.
Yeah.
This will
Yeah.
happen. This will happen. You will get criticized. If you're Petnitin, you will get criticized.
Yeah.
I think it is hard
Yeah.
not to get criticized. You know, if you play a lot of tones, you'll get criticized. If you play little tone, couple of tones, you'll get
Yeah.
someone that will say, "Yo, this is boring for me," and so it is not about them. It is first about you.
Mm.
And then when you start making music that is not about even about you anymore, it's about something else. You know, it's about something else. Then you're safe. Your ego is safe. Your audience is safe.
Yeah.
You're bringing something else to the table. Of course, you can bring yourself. You're always bring yourself. But this is a short story. You can write it down, and this is you, and this is okay. It is evolving slowly, but I think this is not. It is not as big as nature or universe. You know, we're infinitely small. You know how big is the
Mhm.
soul?
Mm.
Uh, how it is described? This antimaterial part.
How?
Vedas. It is described that you take hair, one hair, and you put it on the 10,000 particles you like,
Mm-hmm.
and one 10,000 particle of the hair sample, it is equal to the antimaterial particle of soul.
Of the soul.
Yeah,
Wow.
so we're actually very very small if we're souls.
Wow.
But when we are connected to the universe and tell a story about something bigger,
Yeah.
then all this goes through us. So I think music is not always about us. It gets boring
Mm.
for me if it's about me.
Mm.
So I try to put something beautiful through me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wonderful. And you mentioned something wonderful before, like if that it's infinitely small, right? Basically, the soul is kind of infinite, and I think it's true for everything, for us even. Like if the universe is infinitely big, then we are infinitely small, right? Like
yeah,
that's that's just how it is. The more infinitely big the universe gets, the more infinitely small we will get, right?
yeah. Of course. And we see also the smaller world with you know with the как сказать, telescope, not
With a
telescope,
telescope, with a microscope.
microscope. Yeah, telescope, microscope. Yeah, and we see what happens there. We see what happens in the soil. We see how the fungi works, how the trees are working together with fungi, and how
Wow.
this is everything connected. And
Yeah.
actually, we somewhere I heard, I think maybe from this book, yes, that I told you, the
The hidden life of trees.
the hidden life of trees, because one other book is the secret life of plants, but this is also a good book. But the hidden life of trees, the guy said that is now it's always we say about individuality, how is individuality is important, but actually we don't survive on individuality. We need people to learn how to speak, how to walk,
Mm,
how to talk, and how to go through our lives. We need each other. We are
mm,
connected,
mm.
like the trees. They're all connected, in the
Yeah.
forest. Sometimes they could compete, but most of the times they will work together. So yeah, this is something that we are losing maybe in this modern age of individuality. Maybe we are losing this, and we don't feel so connected in the honest way from the heart. So now when I started this with the fruit and sharing the cuttings, the trees with others, and I get the hopes back for the the work,
Mm,
and I get the hopes back, and I see the people that love to care for the fruit trees, and I think, wow, there are good people in the world. They can be bad if they are taking such a nice care for the trees, especially hobbyists. So this is something that gives me hopes or illusion of hopes. Maybe there's no hopes and say no, this is nice illusion. Okay, then it's illusion,
yes.
no problem.
Whoa. And
So
regarding, would you be willing to share um something that you're maybe currently struggling with? Like, yeah.
yes, I'm struggling with not eating 3 hours before going to sleep.
the-
This is something that I'm like I say every day. I say, okay, tomorrow I won't. And when the night comes, then the other person comes and like in me, and I would watch some movie, and I would still eat some like cucumbers with some seeds. Totally necessary because I need more sleep for that. And this is something like I'm struggling, and I don't have any other big struggles. I think sometimes I think how much I would like to do, like in my garden and with the trees and the things that I imagine, like the pond and the protection from the deer for the trees. And I have lot of my mind, and this is a lot of work. And I feel like I'm struggling in my mind. So when anything like this happens, when these thoughts come, like sometimes in the morning or in the night, sometimes I would wake up and I would start thinking, and I would remember. Then I will see that my body is like in the with how to say it is under stress, under tension, and I would simply go and breathe and try to be here and try
Mm,
to focus on the
mm,
body,
mm,
try to
mm,
I'll breathe out all the problems of the world and pause and let him out for a couple of seconds. And then I'll breathe and I will say, I would like to breathe in all the peace that is left on the world and that the trees have. And I'll breathe in this air. And then again, I'll breathe out and
mm,
do this like an exercise for a couple of minutes. And I would go totally clean. You know? I struggle when I play with you. Sometimes when I try to play very fast with you, I struggle because I am not used to such a level of speed. But I think I got better now when we play together every week. In a couple of months now, I think I get even better with the speed.
yeah. So did
So
I. So did I. I've also
yeah, we're
improved.
like a children. This is for me is great because we look at this technical side not like a competition, but more like a child's play.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it a lot.
Yeah. Wow. And I know that I told you already that you should definitely start a blog of some sorts or some documentation or recording videos of you discovering these things regarding your trees, your the soil, the nutrition. I think these are huge topics that you're really a living encyclopedia. And how uh, 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 and of course music. You know so much about the sound of guitar, and you have so much experience with strings, guitars, types of guitars, pickups. Wow, like, man, incredible. I'm so inspired by your the curiosity. You're just such a curious person and so dedicated to when something like triggers your interest, you just dive right in. Um, but how can people, like, where can people find out more about you, or how would you let them on your trip of Andrej Ofak and everything what you do and you're curious about?
Yeah, thanks. If you're interested in anything we talked with Michael today, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram or Facebook. This is the place I would respond. You just write a message, ask a question, or if you like the music, we have something on YouTube uploaded, so you can go and listen what music comes out of such of such endeavors, what can come out. And yeah, I think this is it.
Hmm.
Or ask Michael.
Yeah, I will definitely put the links to your profile
Yeah.
in the notes. And okay, one last question. What would be the most important lesson uh, that stays with you up until this day, or a quote, either, yeah, what,
Yeah, my
something.
father used to say, always, we always have the freedom. Never lose the sense of freedom, whatever this is for you. This is all we have. We have freedom. So we are not stuck. If we have freedom, we cannot be stuck in anything. You can go on and on and on and on, and never it will end. So if you found this sense of freedom in life, in that, in music, in trees, anywhere, I think you'll be happy because you won't be stuck. Because the people we need always new experiences and connections and evolvements also in ourselves and in others.
Mm. Well,
Yes.
thank you.
Also, in relationships, this is very important to have freedom in relationships. This I would end with this.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your stories, for your knowledge, for your time, for your friendship, dear friend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you next week or the coming days to play again and to make some cool music together and to talk.
Yeah, nice, nice. See you next Tuesday, Micha.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to share your thoughts and ideas on the topics we've discussed today in the comments, as well as any burning questions you might have for my future guests. I'm your host, Michael Hrustil, and until next time, I wish you a sound mind.